Hello and welcome to the McTaggart Attack podcast. I'm Kevin McTaggart, and in this episode, I want to talk about a movie theory that I came up with over the weekend. It was Saturday. I was sitting in my room, flipping channels, and I came across HBO and The Pacifier was on. The Pacifier is a movie from 2005 starring Vin Diesel. And I got this thought in my head that could The Pacifier be a sequel to the Fast and the Furious movies? And I was thinking about it, jokingly, of course. But I really think it could be. Because, one, you look in The Pacifier, and Vin Diesel is dressed like he's dressed in the Fast and the Furious movies, white t-shirt, tan pants. I'm like, wow, yeah, he kind of looks like Dom from Fast and Furious. But then again, he looks like Dom from Fast and the Furious in almost every other movie that he's in. So I guess you could categorize every Vin Diesel movie as a Fast and the Furious movie. But today we're only focusing on The Pacifier. And yeah, it's just crazy. Like, what other comparisons do we have to the Fast and the Furious movies? I had a couple others. There were fast cars. There are fast cars in the movie. Well, one fast car, because Vin Diesel's character was trying to teach the oldest daughter of the family how to drive. And not only teach her how to drive, he taught her how to drive fast. And might I say, furiously. So there's another clue that The Pacifier was a Fast and the Furious movie. Okay? That's another fucking clue. And here's another clue. And I don't mean to be like all chauvinistic here, because I'm not, but I'm just saying there's one aspect of Fast and the Furious movies is that they have attractive women in these movies. And The Pacifier has attractive women in it. That's right. Lauren Graham from my favorite show, The Gilmore Girls. Faith Ford from Murphy Brown. And Brittany Snow. I really don't know what other movies Brittany Snow has been in, and I apologize for any of the huge Brittany Snow fans out there. But I mean, gee whiz. There he goes. Right. Need I say more with all of those names? Those first two names, I mean, go without saying. So let's see. I had four, but the first one, let's recap. It was Vin Diesel is dressed like he is dressed in all the other Fast and the Furious movies. I almost said Fantastic Four movies. There's fast cars, and there's attractive women, and there's a lot of action scenes. A lot of furious action scenes, you might want to say, of Vin Diesel beating up spies and shit. So yeah, there's your four reasons why I think The Pacifier is a Fast and the Furious sequel. Attractive women, action scenes, fast cars, and Vin Diesel is dressed like Dom from Fast and the Furious. And like, if you want to if I can go further into it, I mean, I think The Pacifier takes place between the first, somewhere between the end of the first Fast and the Furious movie and, somewhere towards the end of Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. I think that's what happened. Yeah, that's what it's got to be. That's my theory that's what it was. Somewhere between the end of the first movie and Tokyo Drift is when this takes place. And I think if they were smart, they could really tie this all together. I mean, if they're adding John Cena as a brother in the next one, they could easily add Lauren Graham as the first wife. Or something like that. Like, oh, he got married. That could be Fast and the Furious 10 or 11, is Lauren Graham shows up as the first wife. That's right. Because he ends up, like, dating Lauren Graham at the end of the Pacifier. So have her show up in a future Fast and the Furious movie. And then the Pacifier is definitely a Fast and the Furious sequel. And I will be right. And I'll be so glad when I'm right that fucking happens. Yeah, that's right. That's my theory that the Pacifier... Those are all the reasons that I have that the Pacifier was a Fast and the Furious movie. We'll get to what's pissing you off in a second. But what I wanted to talk about before that is thanking you for downloading and podcast... hold on one second. Sorry about that. Yeah. Please remember to subscribe, share, and review the podcast. And find me on Twitter at KevMcT. Find me on Instagram at McTaggartAttack. And Tumblr at McTaggartAttack. That's where I posted my original theory of the Fast and Furious sequel being the Pacifier, or the Pacifier being a Fast and the Furious sequel. Let's see, what else did I want to talk about? Yeah, wherever you're listening, please remember to hit the like button. You can also find my YouTube channel, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And the podcast I do upload the podcast to YouTube and IGTV. So go ahead, you can listen there too, or wherever the hell you listen. I don't care, as long as you listen and subscribe and share and tell all your friends how much you love this podcast. And that's all I have to say. Let me just ask this before I go on. Because I want to do crowdfunding for the podcast. And I'm not going to do it right now because of the whole pandemic thing. But once this whole thing is over, I'm going to start doing more crowdfunding. What would you want me to do for crowdfunding? I'm already thinking of giving preferential treatment to those for what's pissing you off. So that's already a given. But what other things can I do? Let me know by emailing me at the email address is mctaggartattack@gmail.com. Now let's go on to what's pissing you off. Here's a what's pissing you off from Looney Tunes. That's their Twitter name. Looney Tunes at Looney92027. I'm assuming that's a zip code. Or it might be a birth date. Who fucking knows? Anyway, Looney Tunes is pissed off about people that think traffic laws are on hold like their rent. It is pretty sad that during this time, there are people that are trying to do good out there. There are people out there trying to better themselves and trying to better other people. And that's great. But unfortunately, I've realized that there's also people out there that are just trying to take advantage of this virus pandemic and not in this lockdown to act like total fucking assholes. That's right. They apparently think that, I don't have to pay rent, so I don't have to pay attention to any of the rules right now. No. That's not how this works. Okay? This isn't how any of this works, all right? We're staying at home to protect people. us or whatever. And yeah, sure, you're not able to work, so you don't have to pay rent right now, which is good for you. You should be very grateful for that. Instead, don't act like a dumbass when you're out on the road and think it's okay to run a red light or a stop sign, or don't use proper traffic signals. Don't be that person. Don't be that stupid ass piece of shit who thinks it's perfectly okay to not follow any rules or laws or regulations, because these rules aren't meant to make you mad or anything. These rules are in place to make people safe. Okay? Traffic laws are made to make people safe. If there were no traffic laws, there'd be a whole lot of motherfucking accidents right now. So just because you're not paying rent doesn't mean you don't have to, pay attention to the traffic laws. Okay? I mean, what the fuck is your goddamn problem? It just bothers the crap out of me that there are people out there that seem to think it's okay to not follow traffic laws just because they're not paying rent. Oh, I don't have to pay rent. There's no rules right now. Yay! No, there's a lot of fucking rules, you stupid fucking dumbass. Just follow the fucking rules. And that's the bottom line if you smell what the McTaggart Attack podcast is cooking.